Coming up on This Week in Torrance, there is a new addition coming to Wilson Park you won't want to miss.
And local students come together to honor Martin Luther King Jr. with an annual event.
Plus, California Restaurant Month is underway in the city. We'll tell you which restaurants are offering some unique deals.
Then we'll tell you about a new program designed to keep teens safe while on the road.
These stories and much more just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain.
And I'm Jin Chun. Thanks so much for joining us. Here are your top stories.
The city remembers a historic figure in Torrance who made immeasurable impact in the community. The city announced the passing of former Torrance Mayor Ken Miller on Sunday, January 19th. Miller was a lifelong Torrance resident who helped shape the city to what it is today. Born in 1922 in the El Prado apartments in downtown Torrance, he graduated from Torrance High School in 1941. He had a short stint working in the steel mill in Torrance before joining the United States Army Air Corps during World War II. Soon after his return, he attended Occidental College, then USC. While he received his teaching credentials there, he quickly found a passion for real estate. Mr. Miller began his journey into local government by first joining the Torrance Planning Commission in 1960, then elected to the City Council in 1962, and soon after his second term became mayor in 1970, serving until 1978. He spearheaded the change to the city charter to limit the mayor to 2 terms. Mr. Miller also was instrumental in gaining more parkland for the city, acquiring more than 200 acres to include Columbia, Wilson, Delthorne, Sunny Glen, and De Portola parks. Miller was vital in the build-out of Del Amo Fashion Center, extending the mall from Hawthorne Boulevard to Madrona. His legacy also includes his role in creating a program that would promote lifelong friendships and understanding between 2 countries, helping to create the Torrance Sister City Association in 1973. The city named a recreation facility after him on February 12, 1994. We spoke with Mayor Furey, and here is what he had to say, quoting, "Mayor Ken Miller deeply cared about Torrance and its residents, and that love extended way beyond his years of service as an elected leader. Ken was proud to tell everyone that he watched every city council meeting and was not shy about sharing his thoughts on just about every issue that came before the council. I will personally miss Mayor Miller. His loss has created a big void in our city. I extend my heartfelt sorrow to his wife Judy and the entire Miller family." End of quote. In memoriam, CitiCABLE will reprise past interviews with the former mayor from various events throughout the week at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Mayor Miller is survived by his wife of 66 years, Judy, sons Randy and Jim, and daughter Kathy, and grandchildren Jake, Connor, Larissa, Shane, Belinda, Ashley, and great-grandson Bradley. Mayor Miller will be deeply missed by many here in Torrance.
Well, Torrance Mayor Patrick Furey joined mayors from across the country at the White House this week. Furey was among 270 mayors to attend the United States Conference of Mayors in Washington, D.C. President Donald Trump spoke to the mayors on transforming America's communities. This marks the 88th winter meeting of mayors from cities with the population of 30,000 or more. The annual event addresses the state of the nation's cities and shares solutions that could make cities more prosperous, safer, and inclusive. The conference is a 3-day event.
With spring just around the corner, be sure to keep an eye out for your new spring edition of the Torrance Seasons. Available this week, Torrance residents should receive their copies in the mail. Be sure to check out all of the great programs the city has to offer. And while some new issues may say spring 2019, it is for the current 2020 season. It features class information about art, dance, music to sports. Also, you can get informed about programs and the facilities you can use in the city. To learn more, go to torranceca.gov.
The business and healthcare community came together at a chamber event recently. The Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce presented an expert panel discussion called Navigating the Intersection of Business and Healthcare at the DoubleTree by Hilton in Torrance. It featured Sally Eberhard from Torrance Memorial Medical Center, Santiago Munoz from UCLA Health, Gary Olney from Providence Little Company of Mary Medical Centers, Torrance and San Pedro, and Serena Jossel from Kaiser Permanente South Bay Medical Center. They each discussed what their health system is about and the challenges they face. They discussed latest policies and trends. Questions from chamber members were collected in advance on health care. The first trend they spoke about was telemedicine and how much of an impact it has had on treating patients. Munoz spoke about digital health and value-based care. Another question answered by the panelists was how can health care be more affordable? Gary only mentioned other sites such as advanced urgent care centers and partnerships with institutions and how they help reduce the cost of care. Kaiser Permanente representatives talked about the increased cost of prescription drugs and keeping it affordable. Other highlights included single-payer systems and how it affects some of the featured medicine facilities, hot topics of vaping, and company employees facing food insecurities. Providence developed a program for the community and for its caregivers, making sure food doesn't go to waste. Torrance first responders also brought up the question of partnering with hospitals, bringing higher level of care out in the field through triage before taking them to the emergency room. They responded saying they are required to see all patients and there are laws in place. Now, if you would like to keep up with chamber events, head to torrancechamber.com.
If you are looking for a place to break a sweat other than the gym, you can soon head to Wilson Park to try out some new equipment. The Community Services Department is getting close to finishing up work at Wilson Park, where new adult fitness equipment is getting installed. The outdoor fitness zone is free for the public to use and is designed to be simple and cater to different workout types, including strength and flexibility using a combination of static and dynamic machines. The fitness area will be near the main sidewalk. City crews hope to have the project completed by the end of the month.
The South Bay once again is proving they have some of the best eateries in the region. In honor of California Restaurant Month, Discover Torrance announced its first ever restaurant week happening now through the 31st in Torrance. With more than 400 restaurants, many are featuring special deals, packages, and dishes that highlight the best of each restaurant. Here are a few local deals. Andre's Restaurant at the Doubletree by Hilton Hotel Torrance is treating guests with a $20 lunch and $30 dinner prefix menu option. Visitors who dine at Snapton Eatery will get 10% off their order during this week. They specialize in modern British cuisines with a unique twist. Brio Coastal Bar and Kitchen at the Lamo Fashion Center and 21 Square Kitchen and Bar at the Marriott in Torrance are also offering special deals.
A staple in Torrance that has brought families and enthusiastic bowlers together for decades is getting ready to close its doors for good. Palos Verdes Bowl on Crenshaw Boulevard, just north of Sky Park Drive, will officially close on January 31st. Also known as Peavy Bowl, the popular place first opened in 1958 when there were nearly 10 bowling centers in the South Bay. Owner George Brandt announced they have plans to demolish the bowling alley and it will be replaced with a Chick-fil-A, Aldi supermarket, and Connecta Credit Union. They will remain open for business until the end of the month. You can check out what each day of the week has to offer by heading to pvbowl.com.
A popular retailer that specializes in unique stationery and cards is shutting down all of its locations. The Lamo Fashion Center is home to Papyrus store, and mall officials confirmed it will be closing with the date yet to be determined. Papyrus officials say 254 stores will close over the next month. The Papyrus website is advertising 20% off full price items. The announcement comes after steady declines in greeting card sales. Officials also say they are shutting down due to the current challenges of the retail industry. Papyrus was founded in 1950 and specializes in greeting cards, gift bags, paper products, and writing accessories.
Well, still ahead, high school students in Torrance remember Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. through a special event on campus. We'll take you there.
Plus, you can be one of the first to be on a wait list for Canoe's unique EV model. We'll tell you how.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere, and just growing up the way I grew up, and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Oh, Vanessa. You gonna text her back?
Nope. I'm high. I'm gonna hit the treadmill.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
We need to go meet the guys. I'm lit. Can you drive?
Nope. I'm high. How about they come over?
Where?
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
For nearly 2 decades, the Torrance Art Museum has operated as a premier visual art space to view contemporary art in the South Bay. Reporter Colleen Farrell paid a visit to the gallery to learn more about its latest exhibition, which explores dark themes through works curated from artists around the world.
With its latest exhibitions that transect the subcultures of skulls, motorcycles, and nightmares, the Torrance Art Museum, also known as TAM, is aiming to expand an appreciation for the visual arts with an audience outside the typical museum goer.
Because this is targeting sort of an alternative cultures, your motorcycle culture, your skaters, your punks, things like that, you're getting more than just your general art crowd.
Case in point, Fontaine Heron, member of the Los Angeles motorcycle club, The Chosen Few. Heron attended the exhibition's opening reception with fellow club members to see a photographic exhibit. Although it features sobering images from the funeral of the group's founding member, he views it as a mind-expanding opportunity.
People can see us in a different light than whether you see us on the news or just riding down the street where they don't get to talk to us.
The Death Cult exhibit explores the link between the motorcycle subculture expressed through yearning for freedom and ties in skull-related artwork that reminds us of our own mortality.
The skull is very common iconography in motorcycle culture, sort of focusing on memento mori, or that remembrance of death, and the kind of thrill-seeking and excitement nature of motorcycle cultures.
Something they talk about in the exhibit is, you know, the freedom of the open road, the autonomy that comes along with that.
One of the exhibit's anchor pieces is a bronze sculpture on loan from the Hammer Museum titled Death Rider by artist Liz Craft.
It is a full-scale bronze, a skeleton and sort of a ghost rider on a motorcycle. The motorcycle is entirely crafted of wood and natural elements, so if you get an up-close look at it, you'll see all the struts and beams and handles are going to be wood. The tanks are beehives. The headlight is a squirrel.
Inside the museum's adjoined gallery, a paper exhibit entitled Albtraum translates to nightmare in German. It originated as an idea for a low-cost travel exhibition that could continue to grow as it collects various depictions of nightmares from artists worldwide.
Everybody has somehow had a nightmare or had to deal with it some way, and I thought everyone in the world can draw something to it or write something about it, and has maybe an idea to contribute a piece to the show here.
While such dark themes may be uncomfortable for some, others say it's just a natural part of life that deserves to be explored.
Death is inevitable, and I think that having it with art and talking about it is a good thing. I don't think it's such a mystical thing. We're all going to die someday.
Until then, we can all just continue to enjoy the ride. For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Colleen Farrell.
Thanks, Colleen. The current exhibit will be on display at the Torrance Art Museum until March 14th. For more information, visit torranceartmuseum.com.
Hundreds of Torrance High students gathered at the gym to celebrate diversity and unity. Culture clubs put on performances for the 30th annual Hands Across Campus celebration hosted by the members of the Black Culture Club at Torrance High School. From Filipino, Black, Japanese to South Asian Culture Club members, they took center stage to celebrate and honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. From students to staff, people took the chance to express how his activism has changed how life is today here in the United States. Several dignitaries from the Torrance School Board of Education were in attendance, along with Mayor Patrick Furey and other educational leaders. Mayor Furey encouraged attendees to give back and participate in the city's Torrance Serves campaign. During the program, the words of Dr. King were shared as students paired up from various culture clubs to read aloud his famous I Have a Dream speech that is still remembered today. King addressed it during the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom in 1963.
And most importantly, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for showing up, because your presence is evidence that proves that love triumphs over hate, that we're united through our differences, that here at Torrance High, we do not simply ignore this lie of sovereign whiteness, that we do not simply acknowledge it, but rather we demolish it, and we demolish it together.
Dr. King once said, we may have all come on different ships, but we're in the same boat now. This quote rings true because good, bad, or indifferent, it reminds us that regardless of our backgrounds, religions, and/or genders, we are one human race, and we are in it together.
Please just spend some time to reflect upon his comments. The time is always right to do what is right. How relevant in today's world. But I think one of the most relevant things that he said, one of his quotes, that I always keep quite dear to myself: life's most persistent question is, what are you doing for others? And how important is that in today's world?
I think the most special part was that I got to embody someone who made such a big impact on not only just the lives of African Americans, but just people all around. And it was just great that I got to share that experience with everyone that I see every day and everyone that's close to me.
The event ended with attendees coming together as one. Torrance High School has 65 different clubs.
A one-of-a-kind dance competition brought dancers from around the world to Torrance. The two-day California Chic Classic Dance Competition featured a gala dinner and a full day of dancing at the Torrance Marriott. The dancers performed in categories from international Latin, American rhythm to youth dance. It was the first time the California Chic Classic team organized a dance sport competition in America. Judges scored dancers based on overall technique, musicality, artistry, partnering skills, footwork, and lines. The event was put on by Heather Smith, Alex and Alla Novikov. Smith is a five-time U.S. International Style Ballroom dance champion. The Novikovs have won several titles at prestigious dance sport competitions. They use their passion to open their own dance school to teach others.
You can be the first to drive a one-of-a-kind car that is paving the way into the future. Headquartered in Torrance, Canoe has opened up their commitment-free wait list for its first model. You can sign up now to get a spot in line when they launch their first EV called Canoe that is based off a subscription. Customers would pay a monthly fee that includes maintenance, registration, access to insurance, and charging. The car has a sleek, modern look. It's outfitted with 7 cameras, 5 radars, and a dozen sensors. The interior space is comparable to a large SUV, providing a more communal experience. It has a range of 250 miles and can reach an 80% charge in less than 30 minutes. Canoe officials say that it will be the first true steer-by-wire car on the market, which means that it is steered by electric signals. The company unveiled the model last year in September. The first cars are set to be released in 2021.
One local nonprofit is hoping to help ease the financial burden of going to college through its scholarship program for one lucky Torrance area student. Simon Youth Foundation launched its application for its National Scholarship Program. It's looking to award students in every area across the country that has a Simon Mall, Mills, or Premium Outlet Centers. Through the Simon property at Del Amo, a deserving graduating senior living near the mall could receive help. Students may apply through February 19th. Recipients get a one-time $1,500 scholarship, which may be applied to tuition at any accredited college, university, vocational, or technical school. Applicants must be a graduating high school senior in 2020 and live in the community surrounding Del Amo Fashion Center. The scholarship program is part of a larger initiative called Simon Supports Education. For more than 20 years, SYF has awarded more than $18 million in post-secondary scholarships. Del Amo Fashion Center so far has awarded scholarships to 12 high school seniors in the city through the program. Simon Youth Foundation is a national nonprofit committed to helping students reach graduation day. To apply, head to syf.org/scholarships.
The Torrance Unified School District is partnering with Torrance Police to bring a unique after-school program to students at Adams Elementary. At the recent school board meeting, officials approved the 5th grade Empowerment Youth Program. It would give students at Adams Elementary an after-school option. It promotes self-esteem, confidence, empathy, goal setting, anti-bullying, coping, teamwork skills, and internet and social media awareness. It also prepares students to deal with the peer pressures associated with their experiences through middle school. Hosted by the Torrance Police Department employees, 20 students will be able to participate. It will run for 6 weeks, happening every Thursday. The program will be offered this school year.
A free program is being offered to the community in Torrance to prevent dangerous driving habits. Also, at a recent Torrance Unified School District Board meeting, staff approved North High School as the site to host a teen traffic safety program put on by the nonprofit organization Street Racing Kills. It will offer traffic awareness and skills beyond those taught in a driver's education course. The program will educate not only students but also parents on how they can reduce the risk of teens getting into a car accident. 4 one-hour sessions start on February 1st and continue for 4 consecutive weekends. They will cover speeding, street racing, the importance of wearing a seatbelt, distracted driving, and impaired driving, to name a few. It will be taught by Torrance police officers and the founder of Street Racing Kills, Lily Trujillo. At the end of the program, students receive a certificate of completion, which qualifies them to receive a discount when applying for a teen traffic safety program. Street Racing Kills was founded after Trujillo lost her 16-year-old daughter, Valentina, who was a passenger in a car involved in a street race. To learn more, go to streetracingkills.org. And now let's check in with Leslie Robbins on what's new and exciting in local sports.
Hi, Leslie. What do you have for us?
What's up, Jin and Ben? Coming up on the sports desk, CIF Southern Section champion quarterback Drew Nash gets another offer. Surfing competitions go down on Torrance Beach. Plus, the YMCA's Indoor Soccer League puts a unique twist on the beloved sport. All of that plus so much more. Be sure to watch every day at 4 and 9:30. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks so much, Leslie. And that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun.
And I've Ben McCain. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.